Hi guys, today I'm doing a tutorial on how to paint with acrylics. I asked for this suggestion earlier, and you guys preferred acrylics to watercolors, so here we go. Alright, so acrylics are quite easy, to be honest. As you can see here, I haven't really used that much, because for acrylics the trick is to use as little paint as you can, you know, to save, because it is pretty expensive. Here I'm just going to do a random, very cartoony sort of flower, just so I can save time, and I can just show you how I use acrylics instead of show you, because this is not about the picture, it's about how to use the paints to paint the picture. Okay, so we're going to start with this sort of petal. I don't know if I should call it a petal. It's sort of a light cream, but I'm going to use a yellow. So we take sort of a small brush, and we take a little bit of yellow and some white from here, and just mix it up there, and just start adding it on slowly. It's starting to look a little yellowish, so to make it a little more creamy, we'll add a little bit of orange. And as you can see, it's starting to look a little more creamy. So we just basically paint going down. Acrylics don't need water. Acrylics don't need water, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see. And we basically paint.
Yeah, you are my fire, the one desire.
Okay, so as you can see, I've done like a coating of the same sort of color. It does get a little darker, I mean lighter up there, but yeah. So what you have to remember about acrylics is that they dry very quickly. For example, I started this, and look, it's already dry. See? So that's what I mean. Remember that they dry quickly, and try to work a little fast, because sometimes you want to blend in colors and it doesn't work because they've dried already. So watch out. So watch out for that. Right, so after we've done like a coating, we have to make this bit here darker. And this is what I like to do. I like to put the coating of the same color over the whole picture, and then work on the darker bit. So I'm going to use more of this orange and some of this red here, if you can see, to make it a little darker here. And just go around the edge. And you can already see it's much darker than the original color, and that gives it more tone and everything. I think that the key to successful painting is tone and shading, always. It's just important that you keep a shade, you know, it's important that you remember where the light is coming from, where it's darker, where it's lighter, because if you forget, it's just going to look like a third grade sort of painting by a 2-year-old or something. And that's what I mean. It's already starting to look better, as you can see. And we just darken it down here as well. Just imagine the fact that the sun is coming from this side. So this side would naturally be darker. So we just darken it in up to the tip right there, and blend it into the other one. If it's really dry and you really can't blend it in, just use the same color to go over it so that you can blend it. Okay, and we do the same thing under here, because obviously this petal, don't know if it's a petal, but this petal comes over that bit, so it's obviously got to be darker.
Desire, believe when I say.
Alright, now I feel that we've darkened these bits a little too much, so to help it not be too dark, sort of thing, we use white. White is always a lifesaver, so whenever you get in trouble, use white. So we go around the edge here where the sun is obviously shining, and sort of slowly blend it down as we come back to the dark bit. Not too much. And if you feel it's going a bit too light, just use some yellow again, or whatever color it is in your picture. And just tap your brush on the, these sort of small brush strokes help to really blend in that white together. And just slowly go back up again, and that creates a little bit more light, as you can see, and we'll do that here as well. It's good to use white for this as well. It's good to use water as well to brush your, to clean your brush when you're changing colors. But right now I don't really want to.
I want it that way.
So that's sort of it, really. Not such a big deal, is it? Right, now we're gonna blend this sort of color into green, because this bit is the stem sort of thing of the flower, so it's gonna be green, obviously. Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna use a light green as it comes up towards this creamish yellowish color, but I'm not going to make a touch just yet, because I'm gonna work on it going down first. And we use the darker green to go down. And sometimes, you know, even if you do have like a dark and a light green, it still doesn't seem different. Just use black to darken it out, or white to lighten the other one, obviously. Right, so we'll leave it at that. I'm just going to add some white up here to make it lighter, because it needs to gracefully come into this cream color. And then we add some yellow to the green to sort of blend. As you can see, it's already starting to blend in. And now we just use the same colors we used before, and sort of tap it so that there's more paint coming out, so that you can't really see the bottom bit. That helps. That helps when the paint has dried, for example. And for example, you had to go to the loo or something, and when you came back, it was all dry. Sort of tap your paintbrush like this over the dry bit to help cover it up with the new paint, sort of thing. Just keep doing that as you go up. I'm going to add more yellow so that it doesn't look too green. Sorry. And that sort of does it, you know. It makes it look like that's actually the stem of the flower, and it's going down slowly, because it gets darker and then goes into green, obviously. Alright, so we've done that. Okay, so after you finished the stem, we'll just go back up to the middle of this this flower. I think it's a sort of iris or something, I'm not sure. We'll go to this bit here, and this bit is a bit sort of also very orangey, but much darker than the rest of the flower. So I'm going to use more red for this bit here, and this bit is going to be darker up here and lighter up here, because that's where the sun is hitting from.
My fire, the one.
Alright, so remember to be really delicate, especially if you're painting a flower or something delicate, basically, because just be really slow and take your time on it. Alright, so now that we've done that, as you can see, I've darkened it out a little bit, but I'm going to add a little tiny bit of green at the bottom to sort of make it a different colour.
Our two worlds apart.
exact way of doing this, you know. You can always have your own style or just change it, but this is basic sort of things you need to know about painting with acrylics. And I've sort of added a tiny amount of dark brown, and I'm just going to make it a little bit lighter so that I can make the outlines of this flower, so it looks a bit more sort of fluent.
Reach to your heart when you say that I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want.
And it's done. See, a simple and quick way to just paint with acrylics. And you know, it doesn't always turn out perfect, and we do make mistakes, but it's all about trying and trying again. And it's, as I said before, it's all about remembering your tones and remembering that there's light coming from a certain way, and there's dark somewhere, and there's colours, and you know, use all the colours that you have. As you can see in my messy palette, I have used a lot. Well, it's not my only one, but you know what I mean. Just sort of experience with many colours, and make sure that you don't limit yourself. And it's the same with manga. For all those who follow me because I do manga tutorials, I didn't want to do a manga one for this because it's a bit different. And it takes longer as well. I just wanted to do a plain tutorial. So it's the same thing. It's all about watching for tones and shades, and remembering to experiment with colours, and don't be afraid of acrylics. Some people say they're really hard to use, but they're so easy, really. Once you get used to it, it will come naturally. I hope this was useful, and I look forward to doing another video soon enough. Bye, guys.